So the case study that I wrote about last week was Brian's case study about silos. Silos are everywhere in a workplace. I mean, I know we have them at Concordia as well, and they're hard to bring together these people, and sometimes they're warranted as well. The video that Brian showed was a big how do you say, just it was definitely an exaggeration, but I know that exaggeration exists in some scenarios, in some companies, and I recognize some of those personalities in that scenario. I'm probably one of those personalities in that scenario. But if I basically any new knowledge or skill that I might take away from that is, first of all, we work with different personalities and different people, and we need to learn how those personalities work together with the group. And there were some great examples given while discussing that case study. First of all, Cara had talked about maybe breaking the team up instead of having one big meeting, breaking it down to smaller groups and coming back as a big group maybe later. I had suggested, only having positive ideas in a meeting versus, the negative Nellies that are there or the people that interrupt often with things that don't matter to the meeting. And it is it is hard to please everybody, but do you have to? Um, you could have an icebreaker that might please the people that like to socialize. You can, have time constraints to please the people that want to get out on time, and they're very rigid as far as, all right, we're talking about this item for 15 minutes and we need to make a decision in 10 minutes and we get out of here in 5. So those things are there, and you can try your best to do that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, you have to do what is best for the team as a whole. I kind of look at it as um, uh, you can do your best as a teacher to teach. And some people might really learn better if they have a hands-on approach, kinesthetic learning. Some people don't believe in these learning styles, or a visual approach, or an auditory approach. And some things work well in these arenas. And you try to bring all those approaches even into a meeting, um, to meet all of your personalities, and try to get people engaged. And but sometimes personalities need to be adjusted. Somebody who is always negative, that might be who they are, but that's not something that needs to come into a meeting or come into anything in life. Actually, you can be devil's advocate, and that's okay. But if you're going to just put down every single idea or whatever, that's a little bit different. So, uh, a knowledge or skill that I'm bringing into this in my own leadership journey, is to meet my people where they're at, and try to adjust meetings or projects to meet those people where they're at. But I want to do it in a way where it's cultivating good personalities. Um, there are negative personalities, or personalities that just don't have a place, that aren't productive, um, in a company or in a scenario. And with those, it's probably coaching them through how they can change their attitude or change the way they do things. So that's what I learned and what I'm taking away from the Brian case study. Thanks.